just been thinking about my post-recovery shake. It's pretty disgusting, but I'll walk you through it.
It's not beautifully presented, but do you know what? I don't really mind about that. This is all about how I fuel my longer rides. It's about 95 grams of oats, it's quite a lot, with some berries that have been defrosted overnight, and then I've put some whey protein on top just to give it a bit of extra sort of sweetness. It's a bit like a custardy texture. It's pretty much been, get my words out, a staple of my long ride breakfasts for as long as I can remember, and it works. I have tried to change it a couple of times and my legs never feel great on it. So this is my set breakfast every time I go and ride my bike on a long ride at weekend, or if I'm doing big 100 back-to-back rides like I'm doing this weekend. So this is how I'm going to fuel my ride. I've got one bottle with just water and electrolytes, that'll be my first one. And then this is my second bottle with water and energy mix with electrolytes. That's going to be fueled with the Styrka energy mix. I do use the Precision Hydration one as well, but that's all I've got at the moment. And then also I'm taking 3 of the energy chews from Precision Hydration. These are really good, very easy to be portable. Try and get my words out, as you'll know if you're watching my videos, that's hard. And I'm taking a protein bar because I like the taste of them, and it's got about 27 grams of carbohydrate in it. And I've got an energy bar which has got 50 grams of carbs in it. And I can pack it all in my jersey. That's got electrolytes in it. So when I stop and get more water, I can fill that up. I don't need to carry a lot with me because I know this route fairly well. I'm just making sure that I've got what ifs and emergencies, because along the way I know where I can stop for water and get a few more energy products, get a sandwich if I feel like it. Oh, and the one thing I've remembered this time, because I always forget, is £1 for the toll up Porlock Toll Road. I always forget that and end up having to pay by card. Right, ooh, I forgot about those. I don't have space for these today, but I will make space. My twin brother and his wife have just been up in Scotland. So they sent me via post saying, hey look, we've just found Double Trouble jelly babies. They're definitely something we thought you'd like. So look, thank you for those. Yeah, nothing wrong with jelly babies on a bike, but I'm not taking them today. And then I'm gonna film this slightly differently. I've bought myself 2 bullet cameras from Insta 360. I like the 360 camera, but frankly it's also a bit of a pain in the ass to do the editing at the end. And I quite like to film on the go without actually having to stop. So I've got one bullet cam that I'm going to stick here that I can pull off and talk to the camera. And I've got one on the front of the bike, which looks really neat. It's very light. And I think this is how I'm going to film Inferno. I'm going to test it out today and just see how it feels from a content creator's perspective.
Well, the weather forecast said it was going to be nice and sunny, and it's pretty bloody gloomy. Anyhow, I turned the bike around as I skipped up the hill from the house and got my gilet just in case. To be honest, if it tips it down in Exmoor, the gilet's just gonna sort of take a bit of a chill off, but it's not supposed to. And I looked at the weather forecast properly this morning, so I've decided to take the hillier route from the house and miss the main road because it's still really busy. I think it's partly because it's holiday season, so even at 9:30 the roads get a bit chock-a-block. On this back road it's hillier, shorter, but in my mind a lot safer. I've chosen this route because it's got 3,000-ish meters of climbing in it, so it's about as hilly as I can get around here over that distance. So I'm going to do it this way today solo, and tomorrow I've got some mates coming to do it in reverse, which is brutally harder, I think, but it'll be quite fun to see what they say. I can guarantee it won't be fun things. This is quite a tough climb. It's long and it's got a rough, well, I should say average percentage of about 7 to 8%. So it's about 2 and a bit miles to the top. I have to stop and show you this view. It's stunning. Almost at the top. There's a fun little descent coming up. I'm not going to trash down it hard. I just want to be safe, but it's still a lot of fun. I've drunk all my water, so I'm going to go and grab some water from these guys, and next stop I think will be Porlock rather than a little bit before when I was thinking of gonna stop, which is cool. Done decent time, so I've done about almost 2 hours, or 2 hours 13 and 34 miles, lots of climbing. Right, better crack on. I was just walking out the shop, this older couple said, "Where are you off to today?" So, well, Bideford, up to Dunkery, back on the coast into Bideford. Right, how long's that? And I said, about 110 miles. I went, how long will that take you? A whole day? And I was like, no, I'm hoping it'll take me about 6.5 hours. And they were like, what? I love it when you have conversations with people that don't ride bikes and they're thinking, that's crazy, absolutely crazy. 40-mile check on the nutrition. I've drunk 2 bottles of fluid, one with electrolyte, one with 60 grams of carbs. I've had a 60-gram precision hydration chew, and at that stop had that flapjack, which was probably 40 grams of carbs maybe. Feeling pretty good. That's me riding up Dunkery Beacon now. Done about 45 miles in 2 hours 53. Legs feeling good. Still feel like pistons, which is always a good sign. And the weather started to brighten up, which is even better. Now this descent is steep. I'm climbing the Porlock toll road, so I'm pretty much at the bottom. I've drunk another bottle of fluids and I've had another pH 60-gram energy chew because I'm just conscious that I don't want my legs to pack in, and I know that I'm feeling good at the moment, so just keeping the energy topped up. G'day. he got a pound.
He hasn't got the sandwiches.
Brilliant. Well, I might see you tomorrow. Coming the other way. Right, at the top of Porlock, and now heading towards Lynmouth. I think I'm going to stop there and get some more water because I've almost drunk both bottles. That long hill I just dropped down off was Countersbury and looks out across Wales and into that little bay Lynmouth. It's got an average percent of about 12%. It kicks up to around about 18 in places. It's brutal. We're going up that tomorrow. Well, I think this is going to be my last stop before I get home. I've done nearly 67 miles, 68 miles in 4 hours 24. Just got to go through the Valley of the Rocks and then I'm heading back towards Bideford. Feeling good. Drunk both my water bottles. I'm going to fill those up and put some electrolytes in those. I'm going to drink this to add more fluids, and then I'm going to have a pastry. And while I was on the bike, I had another 60 gel and a flapjack from SIS, which has got about 50 grams of carbs in. So I've, like, in an hour, I've easily chugged down about 110 grams of carbohydrate. I don't feel bad for that, I feel good. Right, better go and shove this in and crack on. That over there is Wales. I've done about 73 miles. I've got about 20 odd to go. Almost back into Bideford now, so I've done 97 miles. I've pretty much drunk my last bottle. And I had a protein flapjack in the last 30 minutes just to top up my energy stores. I've just been thinking about my post-recovery shake. It's pretty disgusting, but I'll walk you through it. Well, I say disgusting. It's not something I'd have every day, but if I'm doing back-to-back long rides, I do this. Super cheap, and it's really good for recovery. Gets the protein and glycogen back in the muscles super quick. Well, just hit 101 miles in 6 hours 30, so not far off to what I said to the old couple in the coffee shop. I'll look at the stats later when I get back.
Right, I'm back. I am I rode 101 miles in 6 hours 32, and what was my climbing? Just had a quick look on Strava. It's 3,291 meters. So yeah, good day out on the bike. Legs feel good, but I want to try and hit my recovery because I'm going to go and do that ride again in reverse, and it's hillier, so it's about 3,500 meters of climbing doing it the other way. Anyhow, right, let's talk about my recovery drink, because I do this if I'm riding back to back big tough days, because I want to try and get as much glycogen back into the muscle and recovery. So I've got a scoop of whey protein, which is 23 grams of protein. I've put 30 grams of my energy mix into my shaker, and I'm going to go and put in some milk, which is disgusting. You know, it's like, you know, I say disgusting, it's actually quite good, but it's not something that I would do every ride. But when I'm trying to recover fast and hard, that's what I want to do. I want to get some protein into me, and protein or whey protein is quite insulinogenic, which means it's gonna take hold or like be sucked into my muscles, and obviously the carbohydrate is going to raise my insulin levels and push more carbohydrate into the muscles, and the milk is there just to add fluid alongside the electrolytes that you find in milk. So it's a very sweet protein shake, but what it does do, as I say, it's a great recovery shake, super easy to make. It is very sweet, but what it'll definitely do is it'll just fill my muscles full of glycogen, which is what I want, because I want to be able to ride strong tomorrow. Give me some protein, and it'll help get me hydrated again. Today was like a good day on the bike. Feel really good towards the end. I'm gonna go and do that all again tomorrow, but I'm gonna do it in reverse. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, do all the usual stuff. Hit like, drop a comment if you wanted to ask me any questions about how to fuel for big rides back to back. And if you haven't done so already, hit a subscribe on the channel, because every subscription, everybody that comments or likes, or even gives a thumbs down because I hate it, is good for the channel. It helps grow the channel over time. Right, cheers.